Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to export your ship key animation from Blender to Unreal. And I have seen a lot of tutorials on the internet, and they just export the ship keys into Unreal, and it's called Move Target in Unreal, and they use the Visual script to coding animation keys and make it to ship key animation. But how to export the animation frame, the animation created by ship keys from Blender directly? It could be exported. It will be much more convenient. So I'll just delete all these imported animation and assets and show you how to do it in Blender. Now this model was created by this plugin, and you can find it here. And we choose the body and set the keyframe, the first keyframe and the last keyframe. And we also need to set the frame rate is here. And let's just make sure we are at the first frame, and make sure all the values are 0. And we just insert a keyframe, and let's just go to the 15th keyframe. And how about make this guy angry? Okay, I insert a keyframe and go to the 30. Sorry, I'm not an English native speaker. Make it cry. Okay, insert a keyframe. By the way, if you are not using this plugin, you can find your ship data here, and the data and the ship keys, they are here, and the values are changeable. If you choose one of them, you could change the value here. So after we add in the keyframe, in fact we can preview the animation in Blender, and it works fine, but it's not going to work correctly if we export it here. We still need some work to do. Now let's just change our duplicate to ship key editor. We can see all the ship keys. Some of them are used and some of them are not used. We are not going to remove the not used ship keys from here. And the ship key action, you can rename it. And make sure you have it fake user. And let's turn to action editor, and let's turn the first frame. The action editor, we need to create a new action. Just name it face expressions, and make sure it has fake user. And at the first frame, in fact, you can just add a keyframe here. You can add a keyframe here, but the first time do not choose available. If you are just open your Blender, you will not see these options. The other options are all available. Now let's just how about choose location. As we know, we are not going to use it to the location for the animation. We are using it to ship keys. So let's hit again and choose available. And we just need 2 frames because this action editor is not really going to animation our character. Our character's animation is controlled by the ship keys. The reason why we use this action editor is to make sure that we have a property animation time, and make sure all the ship keys changes are exported and could be read by Unreal. So we just add 2 frames at the beginning and at the ending frame. And now we expand this window and click this push down, and it will go to NLA editor, and we can see it here. Now let's just play, and we can see it. Okay, that's done. And now we can export our character. If you are using a static mesh in Unreal, you do not need this skeleton. But if you want to play the animation, you perhaps need it. And this certain mesh is a character and is skeleton and rigged. And sometimes we just want the mesh itself have both skeleton animation and shape key animation, so but they won't inflect each other. So we choose our skeleton and the body mesh itself and export. Let's just recover it. Let's just override this file and make sure you are choosing version 7.4 and selected objects, geometry, do not apply, modifier, amateur, is not matter actually, animation, fake animation, and export FBX. Okay, now let's go to Unreal and export import face test. Just wait a minute. From here, in fact, this mesh itself has been imported in Unreal in another folder, and they are using the same skeleton. I could choose the skeleton here, but if it's the first time you are importing your mesh, you are just not going to check any skeleton that don't match the mesh. The most important thing is if you click this triangle here, and you will see import merge targets. This is very important. If you are using shape key animation, you must import this merge target. The second thing in animation, it's the same. And here is some options I need to mention. The first one is remove redundant keys, and that's surely it makes sense. And this opinion, do not import curves with only 0 values. If you check these options, all the shape keys that you are not using in a particular animation will be removed. As you see, we have about 80 shape keys in that mesh. If we do not check these opinions, all of the shape keys will be imported and appear in the animation. It will be a little hard to manage it, so we check this and only reserve the shape keys that we are using for the particular animation. Okay, now let's just import it. Wait a minute. By the way, it's a little long time to import move targets. So let's ignore this. Now let's just open the animation to zoom in, and we can see it works properly. And from here we can see all the shape keys we are using for the two face expressions, and all the shape keys that are not using are removed. So that's all I need to do. First of all, this is the first time I'm recording videos, so I'm a bit nervous, and I'm not English native speaker. So I hope this will be useful to you.